What up, though? Mic check 1 2 1 3. Mic check 1 2 1 3. Man, I'm faded. I'm faded. Let's see. Let's make sure that I'm good. Let's start this over. Hold up. What up, though? Mic check 1 2 1 3. Mic check 1 2 1 3. This is Stocks4Rell, Sacrifice for Riches. What is good, everybody? How we doing today? Man, I feel like my camera's a little grainy, but we gonna see. Just give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and you can see me clearly. You know what? I don't need to do that anymore. Yeah, let's do that. You know, you like that? Just come in like, what up, though? Just, I'm gonna pull a spinneroonie on you. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Sucker. This is, hold on. There is a technical name for this chair. All right. The chair is a Hayworth, but it's an Xbox edition. I went to I won a trip. Well, I had to pay to get there, but you know, what was it? Xbox's little fan fest or whatever in California. I want to say 2 years ago. I was a contestant on stage. I won a needler from Halo, this chair, and some other stuff. It was pretty dope. 5 times. 5 times. There you go, Brian. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody gonna think I'm crazy. Yeah, so yeah, it's a Hayworth chair. It's a very expensive chair that I had to pay taxes on because it was a prize. But guess what? No way in hell will you catch your boy buying a chair for the amount of money that this chair costs. I'm too frugal. I'm frugal. All right, we're gonna let people roll in. I'll look to the comments to see if there's any questions. What's up, Denise? What's up, Roll Life? My dog with the feed. Love to see it. Brian, how's it going? Christine, I see you. You know, it's so funny, Christine. It's like, I know you're a member, but they got your name in gray. Like, I'm confused. I don't get it. But I want everybody to know, Christine Rosemary, the name you see in gray, right? She's an OG. She ain't new, right? She's an OG. She's been a supporter of the channel. We've worked together, and she's good people. So, yeah. If I know that you're a member and your name isn't green, I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna let people know that you one of them ones. All right. As you trickle in, please hit the like and the subscribe, notification bell. As you guys know, I do not pump content. I am not a guy that's going to give you 5+ videos a day. It's just not who I am. This is not my full-time job, but it feels like it sometimes. No joke. I got my full-time job, but then this is like my nighttime job. It's some work, right? Your boy can get tired, but you know, I got some good people around me, good friends that are business owners, entrepreneurs, right? And I'm the type of guy that I'll put everything on my shoulders and then I'll just figure it out, right? But one of my buddies, he's actually a member. He's a Megalodon. Trevor, if he tunes in, he let me know that you know, maybe you should hire somebody. Maybe you should get some help, right? And I'm like, man, part of me was like, I'm not paying nobody nothing. Like, I'll do it myself. Like, why would I pay somebody to do something that I can do? And at the end of the day, once you have a business mindset, you start to um, value your time, right? And you start thinking about what are you worth, right? Versus what are you putting or pouring time into. So that's the conversation you got to have with yourself when you're making these decisions. And thankfully, a while ago, came across somebody to help me with the editing, right? We were working together, and we eventually just came back, buddy. He's a member of my team. If you go to sacrificeforriches.com, you need any editing done, like maybe just like a highlight reel for your kid's softball game. I don't know, whatever. The dude's a beast, and happy to have him on my team. As you can see, the production has changed a little bit. That's because your boy has some support, and I appreciate the man. If he's here, shout out to you, B. All right, I give up after I'm here. At least I'm here. Hey, at least you here. Those are facts. Okay, so I think we killed enough time. Everybody, if you want or if you care to, please share this live stream, because I'm fresh at the house, right? Like, not a lot of time, right? So I kind of just jumped in, got everything together, and here I am, and I'm about to pour into y'all, as I've been doing so for my Discord all day. Well, not all day, like when I had like time to breathe, I just shoot them a little text or message or something like that, as my alerts come through, right? But nonetheless, yeah, I'm just logged in. So if you know somebody that can benefit from this, you've been here before and you know what to expect, then share the wealth, right? Because we have been killing it off of these rapid fire chart analysis. When I tell you that we've gotten so many plays from what I've been doing here, I haven't played everything because I can't play everything, right? But APLD is a good example. We ran it up to 128%, right? Amazon was another one. Tesla, another one, right? So coin, another one. Like, it's just hidden. SMCI, another one. I think that was last night. So this segment, this part of my service, my content, is of value. One, you get to learn, I guess, a little bit of how I chart and how I see things. I'm not really breaking anything down too extensively, but nonetheless, you get to see me work, right? And how I approach the charts here is pretty much my game, right? And you're just seeing it as fast as I possibly can. And if you want it broken down, and if you want to learn how to do it, then consider becoming a member and hitting that link at the top of the comments, or pinned to the top, and consider becoming a Megalodon, because that's where all the training happens, right? Now, everybody in my Discord, there is a class 101 session playlist that you'll have access to, and essentially you'll be able to get there and you get to see me break down the fundamentals of chart analysis, and then just keeping the main thing. There's so much here. There's so many details as it comes or is related to trading or the charts that it gets oversaturated with data. And then because there's so many strategies, because there's so many indicators, because there's so many patterns, you get analysis paralysis, because you can study all of this stuff till you're blue in the face, but I think we get lost in the sauce, and we fail to remember what the main thing is. And the main thing is making money, right? So yeah, I think my approach to the game is just very simple. In my opinion, it's simple, but I guess it's simple because I've been doing it for 5 years plus, right? Like, it's not like it happened overnight. It's a journey. And you're gonna go on your own journey and you're gonna figure out your own way. But once you start to find something that clicks for you, then stick with it, right? Because it's not gonna be a guaranteed gains overnight. But if something clicks, give it a quarter, give it 2 quarters, give it some time, and try to be consistent in your approach. Because if you're inconsistent on a strategy that you're adapting, then you're going to blame the strategy. You're going to think that the strategies failed when in reality you failed, and that's okay. But we have to be, because we're traders, we're our own bosses, and there's no boss that's going to tell you when you're wrong, right? You have to have self-reflection. You have to have accountability. You have to be disciplined, and you need to understand, like, you need to be able to adapt and overcome, because there's going to be setbacks. The market humbles you, right? Like, everybody knows it. And you just need to be able to bounce back, identify what the problems are, instead of just changing the whole game. Okay, so that being said, like I said, if you're interested, there you go. But there's a reason why your boy can get 50 to 300% gains. Well, I mean, upwards of 600% gains on a good day, you know. But I do lose like any trader. But and then sometimes I lose. Sometimes I go into like a losing streak, and it's not. And just so you know, like, if I go on a losing streak, it's not ever because I'm wrong about a situation or about a chart necessarily, like a direction. I go on a losing streak when I get to a point of greed, right? When I hold on too long, right? And it's bad for business when you let a green position turn red, right? It's a bad position, right? And it takes a lot of willpower to let a play go when it's invalidated, or when it hits a level that you know, or you've predicted for it to bounce and go the opposite direction on you. It happened to me. It happened to me on Coin. It happened to me on Amazon. And I lost, and I held because, you know, the play wasn't necessarily dead, but it's still the position where the play turned around, and I let those gains like dwindle, right? Instead of taking the profits and then setting myself up to re-enter off of retracement. One moment, let me mute my mic. It was the market calling me, telling me that we about to lose 5% of all of our gains. I'm just kidding. It was my wife. I appreciate that, Queen, for sharing the live. All right, so 31 people in the building. Sometimes I go on a little bit of a soapbox in the beginning, but at the end of the day, it's all lessons. This is a channel for education. This is a channel for self-reflection. This is a channel for me sharing my journey, my issues, the L's I take, or whatever, so you can learn from those mistakes and hopefully be a better trader than me, right? It is what it is. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, everybody, this is the rapid fire chart analysis. What do we do here, right? This is where your boy loads up a chart. I set a timer, right? And then for about 15 minutes, sometimes we go for 30, depends on how I feel. Today might be just for 15. It's been a long one, right? But we go through, you give me the tickers in the chat, and I break down that play or that ticker, right? The charts for that ticker as fast as I can, but while talking you through it and giving you some context, right? It's not financial advice. This is not a suggestion for you to buy, hold, or sell. This is essentially me doing some technical analysis on rapid mode, right? As fast as I can, but also as efficient as I can. So sometimes I might have to slow down a little bit because my brain's like, there's something here. And I might want to dial in a specific ticker and look and use that as a potential options trade for tomorrow or this week or whatever. So that's what happened with APLD. We took a little time. I realized that we had a demand zone. I said that if we broke through we would have to look for a bullish momentum, like a reversal, like back into the demand zone, which was passive, before we would enter a leap type of position, because it takes time for that to develop because of the volume. And sure enough, we missed the first leg, but the play was called correctly. But on retracement, we identified a symmetrical triangle. We hopped into some calls. It broke up, right? Broke out, and we hit 123% today, right? I don't think it's done running. It is what it is. But that's kind of how this works, okay? So I won't look at a ticker until I say go, right? And then if your name is green, that means that you are a priority member, right? If I see 3 gray people, right? Three peoples with names in gray, put tickers in, and then as I'm looking at the charts, 1 green put a ticker in, green takes priority because that's a member. They're pouring into me, so I'm gonna take care of them first and foremost. This is supposed to be a members only chat, but sometimes I don't like to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and open it up to everybody, and we're gonna take care of business, all right? So before I dive in, any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Let me know. I also got to take a little breather so I can dive in, because if you had never been here before, you never see us do this, it's some work, right? But we do business, all right? We take care of business. All right, so get your tickers ready. Get your tickers ready. I gotta stretch for this one. We about to run a mile. Oh, that felt good. All right, let's check out this comment. Alex, I was a member before, but I did the thing wrong and I blew out my account. So I took a break to reset my mind, and I will be back to keep learning and be better. Alex, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for being open and honest, because that's how we grow, okay? I really love that, one, you've taken a step back, but you have not abandoned, like, keeping your head in the game, right? Too often, I think people, they quit, or they just say, I'm gonna take a break, and they completely remove themselves from the market and charts. Well, you're losing all of that knowledge that you gained, right? You have to not necessarily losing the knowledge, but it's just like that what's like it's like momentum. It's like riding a bike, right? Like you just want to keep at a certain pace. Like, so when you're ready to refund that account, you're full steam ahead. You're not like trying to find your way back. You know what I mean? Like, so I appreciate you being here. And just know, you can still just be a minnow if that works for you, right? Because then you still get access to the Discord, and you still have a community of people that's here to support you. So you're not alone. The purpose of a Discord is to have community, to have support, to grow, right? So, but yeah, shout out to you. Thanks for being here. And I look forward to seeing you back, big dog. Really do. Okay. There's another soapbox I want to go on, but I'm not going to do it. Those that know, they know. Your boy, Denise, your boy is still hot about it, but it's okay. All right. So let's make sure we are set. Mic check, 1 2 1 3. Mic check. Can I get a mic check? Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and you can see me. Omar, you absolutely right. Keep applying your knowledge while picking up more knowledge. Absolutely. Absolutely, Omar. Okay. We know what time it is. I will do this for about 15 minutes. So let's see here. Maybe 20. I'm looking at my timer. I'm out of batteries. I normally have this and it beeps and everything, but I need my triple A's. All right. So without further ado, let's get it cracking. Let's go. First ticker, what we got? Make sure we're good. Okay. Hey, come on now. Y'all know the routine. Come on, let's get it. Now, if y'all don't have no tickers or you're not really on it, then I'll just look at a couple tickers myself and we can do it. All right. UUUU. Is that 3 U's? 4 U's. Energy fuels. You and y'all are on this energy stuff. I totally get it. All right. I totally get it. All right. Long term. I mean, at the end of the day, Denise, you already know what's going on here, right? We have an ascending channel and we're respecting it. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows. That's a 45 second. Let's go to the daily. See if we can get a little bit more context here. But essentially, we had a downtrend, right? So we had a descending line of resistance that became a descending line of support, right? You see that? That's great. So then this broke structure, right? This descending line or this descending channel broke structure here, right? And now we're on this move towards the upside. So right now, this thing is on a rocket. So you need to figure out when you can get in. And honestly, it's kind of tough because you have your periods here. So essentially, this right here would be your ceiling at 11. And then you have this right here as a potential entry if you can find support right here above 908. Okay. That's all I can say for now on this one. Let's see if I can zoom in. I don't want to, it's not a stock I'm familiar with. So sometimes these stocks that I'm not familiar with takes a little bit more time. So I guess what I'll do, I'll help you out here and give you a little bit more substance. So you got a supply zone here, right? And then, yep. All right. The first one, y'all, it's a little slow. My bad. But that's okay because we'll make up for it. But Denise is she's an OG and I need to make sure that I'm taking care of her. All right. So essentially, Denise, we're breaking above a supply zone, as you can see, right? So be careful, okay? I'm about to show you something. Right now, as I see it, this is weak, right? We broke supply. We established a new level of supply on a lower time frame, and we're headed back down here. So essentially, if we find weakness below 908, and then we fall back into the zone, then you're looking to short to pretty much the bottom of the supply zone of 857, which could be a potential entry for picking it up. If we break through this and we confirm below this line, then we're headed back down close to 912 or 812, which is where I'd ideally like to pick it up if possible. Okay, so that's my 2 cents as far as where we're going. Next, like I said, you got 1105. However, we have this right here before we even hit that target. So $10.11. I'm moving on. All right, Gap. Spent too much time on that one. Are y'all just giving me challenging ones that I haven't done before? I love it. All right, so Gap. Well, we had this run up, right? And now essentially we have a neutral position, right? Where you're seeing the structure, right? And you're seeing a couple false moves, right? So you're looking for a breakout, right? This is the structure. It won't ever be perfect, but now you're looking for a break towards the upside or the downside. The one thing is that your take profit targets are pretty much the highs and lows of this entry, okay? So this is kind of your realm, your trading realm right now for this, okay? You had a double bottom, you took off, you came back to test support, and then you fell into a neutral position after a nice pop. Well, now, hold up. Now you're in this neutral, like you're in this high volume node, right? You're at a point of control where the buyers and sellers are really liking the price here. So you're looking for a breakout, queen, okay? If you are looking to trade this, looking for a breakout above $23 to take it to 28, that would be your take profit target, okay? If it finds support above this, then you can ride it towards the upside to the next high of about $35. And then same thing towards the downside, only you don't have much room towards the downside. So if anything happens down here, I would expect it to be a false breakdown and then shooting up, okay? But I would suspect for this to make a move sometime, in October, if it doesn't make something sooner. But that's my 2 cents. That's what I got on Gap. What do we got next? AMD. Hopefully we can start getting on fire here, okay? I think I'm doing okay though. So AMD. Okay, well, shout out to everybody that got into AMD with me around $80 and then $99, something like that. I think that's my average. So we were in a downtrend for AMD, and then we broke this downtrend, right? So we have a break of structure here, and we finally have support at a previous level of resistance, okay? So for AMD, what we're looking at, let me see here. $101.40, $101.41. All right, 101. That's close. I'm in AMD. I'm interested in the play, so I've slowed this one down just a little bit. Just a little bit. Slow myself down, my breathing. All right, so this is going to be an interesting level here. So this is our next wall for AMD, likely. But now I want to zoom in to see if I can get anything to support what I see here, which in this case, I'd be looking for potential supply zones, right? Or previous demand zones. But I'm not seeing anything great at on this time frame. So I'll go down to the 4 hour. I always look kind of left to see if I can find something, and I found something. So essentially right here, let me make sure if I'm good back here. So this right here will be my supply zone on AMD. Now this is important, y'all. If y'all ever if you want to play AMD, this is it, okay? So I gotta tag this real quick. Come on, 4 hour. So my 4 hour supply zone. I'm tagged and ready. Knees weak, arms are heavy. All right, I'm just kidding. Mom spaghetti. All right, no, we're pretty straight. So AMD, that's what we got. Now towards the downside, I mean, I'll show you where you're gonna be. I couldn't really find demand, but I'm not really focused on it either. But yeah, I'm pretty much on the money. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna go yellow. All right. So this is AMD for you, okay? And because I love what I see here, I'm going to set alerts. I want y'all to be careful when you look at AMD, right? And you see a play like this, and you see in the market make higher highs, right? Or it's just on a straight up tear. AMD is on this tear, but you're starting to see some weakness as we approach the supply zone, right? The selling area, right? This is where the sellers live, if you don't know that. But a couple things could happen. One, we could come here and completely reject and then come on down to retest here first at 156. And then if we fail 156, then we would test the bottom of this recent demand zone at 152, and then we fall to here. So I just gave you your take profit targets, okay? Now, if we blow through supply, you will be looking for price action as you breach this level, right? Because too often they do liquidity grabs beyond this point, and then they bring you back down to earth. So just be careful with AMD. My alerts are set. I hope yours are. All right, what's next? My bad. I'm taking a little time. Shout out to you, Jumpman. I appreciate you, big dog. I wish I was able to make your live stream today, but I was on the road driving, big dog. But much love. Hey, shout out to you for your meal, though. A milli. I got to get on your level. I don't got no milli, big dog. I'm not on your level right now. Mara. Mara. All right. Let's go, Mara. All right. Well, if y'all know, Mara's been talked about for a long time. So we're not unfamiliar with this stock or company, right? So when you zoom out on Mara, you are still in a downtrend where you're seeing lower lows and lower highs, minus what you see here. But these are liquidity grabs, and a lot of times I might just ignore those. So you're still in this trend until you find support above it. Now, this is at a key level here where it recently closed, but we're above that post market, which is good to see. So the question is, can it hold above this line, right? Can it hold above this line? And I'm not gonna do too much with Mara, but somebody said they're looking for calls. Okay, so I don't need to do a lot of work here. Essentially, if we can hold above $20.22, calls, confirmation above this level, calls. The moment we breach this level, cut it, right? Well, not the moment, and not financial advice, but essentially, if you fall below this level and you confirm below, then your calls are dead. Okay, your calls are dead. What do we got? Yep. Need to find supply and demand. Yep. All love, G. Okay. Hey, thanks, big dog. Hey, send me a $250,000. You got it. I know. I seen the receipts. All right. All right. APLD. All right. So we already did APLD. And so this is what I was talking about earlier. We're at 120%. Why? I'll show you the chart that we did for APLD, which would be here, I think. APLD. Was it here? No. APLD was futures. Open anyway. Yeah. So this was the APLD chart that I did, right? Back here, before this fell, right? We identified the symmetrical triangle that was forming, and I called the breakdown, right? Then I told everybody what would likely happen as we approach this level. We broke through the demand zone and we popped right back into it passively, and then we went on a rocket. After we seen this move, if you missed it, I still called getting in, because all it was doing is trading neutral for a potential continuation, and it went in our favor, and that's why we're up, we're way up, and we're about to hit my target. Whew. We're about to hit my target. But the market makers, they playing games at the same time. I'm not gonna lie, they are playing games. I don't like it. But anyway, what's next? What do we got? Christine, thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. Jumpman always showing love too, man. That's straight up supporting your boy. I already did AMD. Oh, SPY. All right, so I mean, the SPY is something I go over with my Discord like every week. So I'm going to show you that chart of what we recently did on the SPY. I think it's this one. Oops. Is it this one? No, but I did have this neckline drawn and I failed to enter on this bounce. Man, I be hating myself. SMCI, we got that. SPY. Where did I do the SPY? Oh, you know what? I remember. It was either here or my monthly. I don't like to do things more than once. I do reset sometimes, but right here, I didn't want to. So we broke here, okay. That doesn't help me, right? That doesn't help anybody. All right, what about my monthly? Let's see if I leveled it up. Nope, I did not. Okay, well, cool. Well, it's time to work the SPY in the new zone. All right, it's all love. SPY, SPY. Oh, I did do it. Cool. I did it on my rapid fire chart. We did all that circling just to come back to where we started. So for SPY, essentially, I have us peaking at 629.16 if we make it that far, right? So that's where I have us. And then this is a key level right here, 627.89. So essentially, everybody, if you're looking at SPY, above 627.89 calls, below puts, essentially. Okay, so we might be able to see some retracement here. If you see a strong bottom wick and then, you know, like some bullish momentum, then yeah, you might be looking to ride this wave all the way up to 629.15 before you see some type of rejection. Okay, but yeah, the SPY is absolutely bonkers right now. All right, so hopefully that helps you. I will set me an alert though for the SPY here and here, just so I know what's good. All right, what we got now? If I miss anything, give it to me. Okay, so what up? Hey, what's up, D? Look at MRK. I got you, big dog. I mean, I think you you ask for this every week. And I feel like I put it on a different chart every week too. I want to find it so I don't have to do it again. I'm not going to bounce around like I did before. I'm just going to see if it's in any of these. Okay. So we called the demand down here. We called the high up here. And now we're doing our thing. Okay, so we're going to pull MRK right on this, our rapid fire. And then we're going to see what we can come up with. We're restarting. All right. Well, I mean, you pretty much just got above a point of control, right? So let's see here. How do I want to play this for you? All right, let's do it like this. All right, I'm gonna do this D. When I'm done, when we're done here, I want you to tag me in the Megalodon channel, okay? And ask for this chart, and I will just send you the link, okay? I will just send you the link. So that way you can always have it, and you don't really need to ask about it. That's up to you. All right, but essentially we had this technical downtrend and now we're breaking out of it, right? But we still have a lower low, right? And we still have a lower high regardless of what we see here, okay? So our floor is going to be 73.14. For as long as we can stay above this level, I'm thinking that we'll be good to play calls, but I don't like it. Hold up. Let me play this a different way. I think that's right. Okay. Yep. I just want to do right by you, big dog. So just give me a minute. Yeah, I'm pretty accurate here. All right, so this is kind of your setup. So, which tells you this is the break that you need. Okay. I don't know. I think this is a long term for you because you keep asking about it. So essentially you need a solid confirmation above 81.52 to look for calls. But how I see it is kind of weak because as we broke above it, we started to do dojis and have indecisions. And then we're on the daily. Wow. Then we pretty much came up with supply right here. So you were in a what I like to call a pressure cooker. right? You're in the pressure cooker right now with this with this this stock. 82.41. I'm spending too much time on it, but I'm trying to do right by you. 82.61, right? Okay, so this is pretty much no trade zone, right? In anything in the middle. If you're trying to trade this versus buy long term, right? No trade zone. You are looking, and you even have demand down here. Okay, this is your first demand. Hold up. Daily imbalance. I know y'all see a lot of boxes. Your boy's brain is braining, so just give me a minute. Okay. Yes. And I need to tag something real quick. Okay. Y'all gotta bear with me. I gotta take care of our boy. Imbalance. Daily. Okay. So you are breaking into imbalance right now, and you fell below 82.03. So as of right now, you're kind of bearish, right? But we're in a demand zone potentially, but we got rejected here, right? So right now you're bearish on this going into demand. You're looking for volume to slow down as price falls. If you start to see that, then there's a potential for entry for calls, right? If you start to chop up in here, then you need to be very patient and wait for a breakout towards the upside or the downside. If we fall down, then this will be your level for potential entry, and this is where we will be seeing or looking for a potential bounce, big dog. All right, hopefully that helps. So sorry if I took too long on that, but you know, it is what it is. KHC swings. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you communicate. That's how you tell me what you're looking for. All right, so man, well, I like to identify big boxes like this, so I know where we have a potential wall. Man, I don't like your stock. Whatever this is, I'm not a fan. But oh no, cancel. Okay. Yeah, okay. Nope. And yeah. All right. So with this, you said a swing trade. I'm not mad at it as far as like looking at but right now you've already taken off. So your entry was down here, big dog, right around 25.37, right? So now you're kind of in a situation where I wouldn't trade it, like just be jumping in right here, because who knows, right? We're kind of lost in the sauce right now, trading in the middle. So what I would be looking for if I was playing this, right? I would be looking to see what's happening at 28.14. If we can find support above this level, then I'm looking for calls. If we're rejected and we start to see price action candles that represent a reversal, then I'm looking for puts. That's kind of where I would leave that, okay? I'll go to the 4 hours, see if I can give you a little bit more information. Where's the post? Where do we close at? Settings. You know, we're in extended hours, so love to see it. Give me a minute, see if I can identify what's going on. All right, well, we have clear representation of previous demand and previous demand and supply right up here. So that's good. This is great, because this just further lets you know that this is a very important level. So I wouldn't be doing anything with this play until we kind of hit here. All right, red, let's go small. Okay. All right, so that's what I'm looking for. I would love for a rejection below this level and then riding this wave down. And then if we are looking to short it, then of course we're pulling off. We're coming back down to this previous supply zone, okay? Because this previous supply zone would then become like demand. So if you ever see something on my chart like this, where it's a red box with a blue line, that tells me that this was a previous supply zone that could potentially become demand, right? It's a point of interest for me. So just know, all right? So anyway, hold up. You need a level. Let me get you a level. So that is a max take profit target right there. And then, do I want to trade between the zones is the question. Yeah, that's pretty much accurate. All right, I'm going to give you this max take profit and then I got to move on. All right, so this is kind of where you got it, okay? I feel like I'm a little off though. Yeah. Okay. My bad. I'm going a little slow on you, okay? But I'm really trying to give y'all as much game as I can so y'all can make an informed decision. All right, so supply zone and then supply zone, right? So this is kind of your structure. Okay, moving on. My bad. Taking too long. There's your swing trade though. Heinz ketchup. I put ketchup on everything, so why not? All right, BMNR. BMNR. Whew, okay. This was asleep for a long time. This was asleep for a long time. Okay, well, this is something I'll use my box edge method for because we are in a weird type of situation. So I'm going to do this. This thing had pretty much a false breakout up here and then came crashing back down. So you're back within this crazy range. And essentially, I don't know what you're doing with this ticker, but essentially you need, if you're looking for calls, you need a clean break above 59.17, right? You need a bar to live above this, okay? You have sell side imbalance this way, so I could see it coming back up to fill this gap. However, nothing really is stopping it from coming back down and retest $30 and, oh, hold up, I didn't put a tag there. $30.72. So right now you're in a neutral position and you're waiting for a breakout. Okay. Pretty easy to see. Well, for me, hopefully you see it too, but essentially you got time, right? You got time and you're looking for a breakout or a breakdown. So one thing is going to happen. Like, I guarantee you this is going to happen. It's going to shoot up one way or the other and then reverse back in the other direction, right? I don't know which way it's going to go, but likely because there's no resistance. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. There's a lot of sell side up here. So they could do a liquidity grab and then shoot back down to retest here. I guess that could happen, or the reverse, okay? Again, if you're tuned in, please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. I think I've technically hit my time. So I'm going to call it. Whew, we went through a lot of stocks. I wish I can remember all the stocks we went through. I might have to watch it back. But was that helpful? Put a 1 in the chat if that helps you out in any way. And if so, please share the video, because I feel like this is probably one of the most beneficial chart analysis videos, because like I'm literally looking at charts from various perspectives. Like I'm not looking at necessarily one strategy or one indicator, or I'm not just looking at price action candles. I'm not just looking at a chart pattern. I'm looking at the charts holistically, and I'm taking all the knowledge that I have over the past 5 years and I'm applying it and kind of breaking it down so it makes sense to you. So it's literally, my brain is acting as a filter for everybody here to make sense of the charts or the tickers that you give me. I've been on too many live streams where somebody in the chat, like not mine, but like other YouTubers, and somebody in chat will give like a ticker that they want the guy to look at, guy or gal or whatever, and then they would pretty much tell you to kick rocks because it's not worth their time. I'm not gonna do that. I'll look at it, but I'll tell you if I don't like it. But for me, I'm not gonna tell you, hey, you're looking at something for no reason or you're wasting your time. That's not up to me. At the end of the day, in my opinion, you have to trust your own research, right? Because taking the conviction of somebody else is only gonna hurt you, right? If you don't have convictions of your own. So yes, you can look into a ticker based on someone else's opinion, but you need to do your research and your due diligence to establish your own foundational appreciation for that ticker and understanding of the company and how they make money, because eventually the stock is going to sell off and then you're going to be challenged and faced with, what do you do, right? Are you going to sell because you're fearful that it's going to go to zero, or are you going to buy more because you've established such a understanding for the company? That this is just either manipulation or a healthy retracement or whatever, right? But you need to do your own due diligence so you're not scared out of your position. And I'm done with rapid fire chart analysis, but I'm gonna show you SOFI and then we're gonna get off. Okay, I'm gonna get off. I'll answer some questions, but I got to spend some time with my family. So let's go to SOFI. If you know me, actually, SOFI is probably one of my like oldest tickers. Like as far, well, yeah. So I wonder if, I know I have levels for SOFI going like all the way. Yep, look at this. Actually, I have more levels than this. But anyway, this right here is SOFI, if anybody was wondering, right? This is it. Essentially for SOFI, if we can confirm above 2196, then we're looking pretty bullish towards 2469. So don't be scared to necessarily hop in on calls if just because it's run up so much, right? You'll miss the boat, but it is what it is. So anyway, I'm bringing up SOFI because you need to understand that your boy has been in SOFI since here, okay? And I've made money and I've lost money, right? And technically, yeah, I don't know if I would consider it losing money, because I've hedged my positions with SOFI, because I've made money, I've had hundreds of shares, and I've done covered calls, and I've made money on the way down and the way up. And I've been calling SOFI since $20-some, right? So, but look how far it fell. Oh, my tinnitus is kicking in. Look how far it fell, all the way to 420. Shout out to you 420 lovers. Okay, I was still buying SOFI at $4.20 in various accounts. I am up, way up on SOFI. I've since diversified my portfolio with SOFI gains. Right now, I got out up here on like a big portion of my SOFI, not all of it, but this is where I liquidated it and then repositioned it into AMD, because that fell down here. Nvidia, Google, stuff like that, right? Amazon. I started buying things like that to have a stronger foundation, because before my portfolio was trash, right? Before I learned the game, it was pretty much Lucid, CCIV, um, uh, SOFI, AMC, all this other trash stuff because I have a 401k too. So that's why like I was more in the speculative stuff because I was banking on, it was it's kind of like it was like a higher risk, higher reward though. So, but anyway, I made my money and then I cashed up and I bought more and I still have a lot of the SoFi cash just sitting. I wish I bought more other stuff when it was down because the market is on a rocket, but it is what it is, right? Um, but yeah, I'm bringing this up because these are the things that's going to test uh, your research, test your convictions. If your company tanks all the way down here, right, and nothing's fundamentally changed about the company, and everything that got you interested in the company in the first place is still valid, and you know that they have good leadership, you understand how they're going to make money or how they've been making money. If all that still sticks, then this is a huge discount. And again, it's one of those like, man, I wish I bought more. Even though I was loaded up on SoFi, I still wish, I bought more. But it is what it is. I bought enough to give me a strong foundation. So that's what's up. So just believe in your research, okay? Don't rely on just somebody else's. Will this video be for members only tomorrow, or can non-members watch it tomorrow? Non-members can watch this tomorrow. Good question, Denise. Yes, this is a public video. So, y'all, if y'all see this, don't be afraid to go to the rapid fire playlist and watch the old videos because some of those charts are still, they still matter, right? I even have shorts, right, that cover some of these tickers to like save you time. Thanks, Christine. I appreciate you being here, Queen. When you live trade, you stream when the market opens or just when considered necessary? So Marbell, so I tried to do live trading, which I've live traded when the market is open, not as soon as the market is open, but I might take like 20 minutes or something like that, and go live. But what I found is that it's not a good use of my time. So a couple things we have to keep in mind. One, I have a full-time job, right? And I have commitments there. So live trading, if I am doing it, it needs to be very selective. So now, like, I don't take lunch breaks. I kind of just work through things. I might go to the gas station and grab like an energy drink and then just keep driving, right? And I just keep working. But if my alert goes off, right, or if I identify something on the charts, then yes, I could hop on live and then I could hop into a 15-minute trade, right? And then boom, be done. At the end of the day, it's about execution, right? Educating on execution. The market is about getting in, getting up, getting out. It's not about living in the market. It's not about staring at the charts all day, even though we all get trapped doing so, right? Sometimes. But yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. And this is a public, I'm not even gonna go there. Essentially, if you're friends, if you're family, and you're on my channel, right, and you're watching my content, and you wonder, man, how does Rell do everything? Just know that I'm built different. I grind, I come from nothing. I fight on everything. I'm used to no sleep because I've been in the infantry doing recon, right? I can do a lot on little sleep. I do a lot of my work with this YouTube thing before and after my normal working hours and on weekends. The videos you've seen that dropped this morning was shot on Sunday, right? So your boy is just working and grinding. And if I'm ever live streaming, right, live trading or something like that during like normal day hours, that's like my smoke break. If I do it, which is rare, but if I do it, and I take my 15 minutes, maybe 30, and then I keep it moving, right? That's what you do. You set alerts so you don't need to stare at the charts, so you can grind and focus on whatever commitments that you have within that time interval of your life, right? And then you move on. That's how you work. And now it's 3 hours. I'm like, I got off at 4. I didn't get home till 5 from a town an hour and 10 minutes away. And now I'm live, and I just did this for an hour. That's hours of work for me. And I haven't seen my kids since I've been home. So I'm about to say deuces, because my family needs me and I need them. It's been a long day. This is Stocks4Rell, Sacrifice for Riches. Y'all, I appreciate you being here. If you have not hit the like or the subscribe button, please do so. If you're interested in learning how to chart like this, then consider pressing the members tab at the top. And then if you are a Megalodon, if you sign up to do that, you'll have instant access to the entire educational playlist of how I read the charts and read the market and break it all down, right? A lot of those videos are worth the replay. Okay. Let me look at the comments and then I gotta sign off. But please hit the like button, y'all. Do that for your boy. If there's one thing you can do, hit the like button. Deep dive on what to look for when doing research on a company, or is this a one-on-one event? Yeah, I haven't really thought about that, big dog. But if you ever want to learn, hold up. I got free content on this right now, right? From my older video days. And what better video to look at than SOFI? So go to my playlist and look at, there's deep dives. I got a deep dive on Chewy, which is a great breakdown on a company. AMC, great breakdown on the company. And then same with SOFI. And I am literally talking about the things that are things that I was looking for about those stocks in order for me to, get into a play. And I made money on all of them. So yeah, look for the playlist, and I think that will help you with what you're looking for. Okay. But when I have more time, I'll do more stuff like that. But I don't have a lot of time. So that's why I don't do a lot of deep dive videos right now either. Ooh, great question. Yeah, that is a great question. Okay.